welcome back to Food Happy and Happy Friday. I am so glad you're here. I am very excited about today's dish. It is a homemade poke bowl with coconut rice and ahi tuna sashimi. Truly one of my favorites. It's very simple. The prep is literally getting the bowl ready. You're chopping some veggies, you're prepping the rice. That's the only prep. Can't wait to get into it with you. Let's get into it. Okay, to make our coconut sushi rice, I am starting with 1 cup of California sushi rice. I'm just following the directions on the back. So we're going to do 1 cup, and then instead of water, we are using coconut milk. I used a can of unsweetened coconut milk for my coconut milk. So we are just going to pour 1.5 cups of coconut milk, and we are going to let that soak for 30 minutes. Do nothing with it, just let it soak for 30 minutes. Okay, it has been 30 minutes, so at this point, and again, I'm just following the directions on the back of my rice bag. If you are using different rice, there may be different instructions. All I'm doing to make the coconut portion of this rice is replacing the water that is required to make the rice with coconut milk. That's the only change. But, so this has sat for 30 minutes. We're going to remove the lid and move it to the stove top, bring it to a boil, and then once it brings to a boil, we're gonna turn the burner to low and put the lid back on and let that sit for 20 minutes on a low simmer and cook. And at the end of 20 minutes, you will turn the heat off and just let it steam for 10 minutes. So we're gonna get started on that. Okay, it was brought to a boil. I put it to a simmer, and now we're at 20 minutes. Okay, to prep the edamame for our poke bowl, I am just dumping some of this. I guess unchilled edamame is mukumame. Anyways, you're not here for a vocabulary lesson. We're gonna put some of this in our cauldron, and we're just going to steam it right here with hot water. And I will do this until they're all covered, and I will just let it drain so they're good and dry. All right, while our rice is finishing up, we're gonna start chopping our toppings. The toppings that I'm putting on my poke bowl are shredded carrots, so I didn't have to do anything for that. I have edamame, which you just watched how I prepared that. And then I have some pineapple that I'm gonna add for a sweetness taste, totally optional. All of these toppings are optional. If you don't like any of these toppings, choose your own. It's a deconstructed sushi roll, basically. So whatever you like on your sushi. I'm now going to cut these 2 Persian cucumbers. And now we're going to just do some green onion for the top. Your toppings for your poke bowl are ready to go. Okay, the 20 minutes is up and it's clearly not all soaked up, so we are going to put it on for 10 more minutes and then check it from there. Okay, for our protein portion of our poke bowl, I'm doing tuna. You can do salmon, you could do yellowtail, you could do any type of sashimi you want to do. If you want to get really fancy, you could do like shrimp tempura. I didn't want a bread shrimp. You could also just do like grilled shrimp on this. That would work perfectly fine if sashimi is not your style. I love sashimi. I got some Great Catch wild caught ahi tuna steaks. I got these at HEB. If you are going to go this route, make sure on the package it says sashimi grade. That is the key here. So to prepare this, last night before bed, I took out the other steak. It's in a vacuum sealed package. And I removed the vacuum sealed package. I put it in a glass container with a lid, and it's just been defrosting in the fridge for 24 hours. Okay, we got it out of the fridge. I'm gonna remove the lid. You can see how it has defrosted in there. We're gonna remove it, and then we're just going to dry it off. This is what the instructions said to do, by the way. It said nothing about rinsing it. Dry it off. And now we are just going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. There is our fresh sashimi ahi tuna. Okay, the rest of the liquid got cooked up in there. And so now we have turned the burners off, and we're just gonna let that steam for 10 minutes. Okay, now it's time to build our poke bowl. I'm starting with my base, which is the coconut sushi rice. It turned out great. I'm then gonna add my pineapple, my cucumber, the edamame, the carrots, the green onion, and then finally, I'm going to put our fresh tuna just like that. Oh my gosh, this looks so colorful and good. And then I'm gonna just put a few sesame seeds on top like that. And then I'm gonna drizzle mine with soy sauce. You could also make some spicy mayo. I'll put in the caption how to make that in case that's what you wanna do. But yeah, here's your poke bowl, and that's that. All right, easy peasy, just like I said. Again, this is one of my favorites. If you like sushi, it's just a deconstructed sushi roll. You can put any toppings you want on it. Those are just the ones I like. I'm going to put a recipe for spicy mayo in the caption. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe, like, share this video with someone, leave a comment. I love engaging. If you haven't followed us on Instagram yet, our handle is @foodhappy219. I would love to have you on Instagram as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. See you next time. Bye.